The plan for today is we're gonna run 20 miles. 20 miles is today is kind of like I would say a tempo run. So 4 miles of conversational, and then we're gonna do, I think it's 4 miles at a 6:30, and then the last 11 at a 6:25. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, it's gonna be a push for sure. Goal for the race is sub 250. So today is going to be a barometer and an indicator whether that's a reality. 3 weeks out on the dot. I have a kid coming at the latest next week, my 3rd kid. So luckily my training ramps down before then. So it was Taylor and I timed it perfectly.
Perfectly. I'm sure that was your plan around marathon training season.
Exactly. So. Well, the irony was I think I texted you to sign up for the Leavenworth like a week before we found out that we were pregnant. We weren't planning on getting pregnant, so it was like, I have a marathon during this time. And then at first I was like, well, maybe I won't do it. But then I thought, well, I've had 2 kids thus far. I know how generally the first couple weeks are of having a new baby. It's kind of like lugging around a sack of potatoes. So there's not too much that you have to do other than change diapers and so forth. So it should be good. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It might be a mistake, but you live and you learn.
We ain't taking no L's. No.
G1M athlete, baby.
Hey, I'm interconnected because my high school track coach is, so Joe, if you're watching this, come to me.
Taking no L's. We ain't taking no L's. Hey, we seeing W's all in the chat.
Marathon fire.
Doing great. Go one more, Jake.
I'm bringing the facts like I was lost, but now I'm found. Trapped in darkness till you came around. Broken chains all falling to the ground. We ain't taking no L's. No. Saints breaking out of seals. Go. The battle's been won. He said it's done. So we ain't taking no L's. We ain't taking no L's.
You got cool hands.
I have very cold hands.
Why?
Dad.
Hey, Sadie is here today.
Can you say, I need cotton candy?
I can catch a kitty.
Can you do your take a while?
Oh, goody.
Very, very good.
Do you think, for this race in particular, do you think there's a chance you podium?
Podium in Leavenworth. Yeah, man. I don't know. We'll see what the comp looks like coming from the west side. But I mean, if it's a podium, if it's not a podium, I'm good either way. Really, I think John Wooden said this, like, compete against yourself. And when I run, I of course compete against other people. Nobody wants to be last, but I think the opportunity just to do your best and hit that next limit, hit that next level is something that everybody's trying to do when they're doing, endurance sports. So, I started running when I was 11 years old. Probably a little bit before that. My mom was a big runner. She was like early on in the whole running craze back in the 70s, and she ran the entirety of kind of my first memories. I mean, I remember her before my dad would go to work in the morning, and I would get up at 3 or 4. She would be out for a morning run. My dad would come back from his ride. She would go out for 3 to 4 miles and be back to shower, and then stay at home with us as we grew up. So when I would go on runs with her when I was 8 or 9, but really when the switch flipped was when I was 11. I was growing, and then I stopped growing, and I gained some weight and got a little chubby. I was eating like 2 Easy Macs a day and eating bags of Cheetos, and my mom and dad had a healthy conversation with me of just saying, hey, you probably want to get out and do some activity. I decided not to do soccer that spring of 5th grade year, so I was inside a lot playing some NCAA EA Sports game at the time and wasn't doing much, so I started running. And really what the goal in mind at that point was to be able to carry the ball in football. So I could play a position. I wouldn't be on the offensive line. So that was the hope. I did meet my goal. I got from like 110 pounds to 98 pounds, and I needed to be under 100. But I still got stuck on the offensive line. So I don't know if the goal served its ultimate purpose, but it did create a love for running. And that's kind of how I started running, what has continued to draw me to running, and yeah, continues onward.
How has your why changed from running over the years? Like, what's your why now?
Yeah, I think my why has even changed in the last 2 years of why I run, right? Kind of the evolution of running that I had was I played middle school Greek kids football like every 12 and 13-year-old. I think you did as well. And during that time period, I went to a high school that didn't have a football team. And so my mom said, hey, I'm not driving you 40 minutes back to the high school in Spokane so you can play freshman football, so you can do cross country. And at the time I was pretty bummed out, and I wasn't necessarily super thrilled about the idea of having to run as a sport. But during that freshman year, I ran 2B, so it was small school. I think my PR was like a 19:14 in a 5K that first year. So not very fast, honestly. I mean, when you're thinking a good PR, it's at the Washington level, it's low 15s, high 14s some year probably. I would have to look, but I know kids are around there. And so, but through that process, you kind of get addicted. And I remember that I ran going into that freshman year. That summer after my freshman year, started running a little bit more, did like 350 miles. Summer going into junior year, I did like 700 miles. And then summer going into senior year, I did probably close to 1,000. I was running about 100 miles a week. And so I was able to get down into the 16s. I think my training regimen was probably not great in how I was running. I would just run super long distances, but I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed the grind. Like, I loved going out in the heat of the day at noon, which I still do. I did it in Phoenix and just like destroying myself. There's something that coming back with tinnitus in the ear and ringing and you can barely stand up. There's just something I enjoy about the being miserable. So I don't know. It's been something that's evolved. And then when I first got into working, it was a way to relieve stress. I think through my faith and just kind of deepening my relationship with Christ and being a father, some of the stress that I used to have has thankfully gone away and been alleviated. So running now has just been something that I've really gotten to get back into the passion of enjoying training and sticking to a training plan and having goals in mind, which I didn't have really before coming back to Washington. When I was in Arizona, it was purely just a run to relieve a stress. And in the last 2 years, I think the intentionality of having goals in mind, but really to show my daughters, Hallie, Sadie, and Edie, that like having goals and training towards something is important in life.
What's your game plan for Saturday?
Yeah, it's funny. I've never been like a huge game planner for running. I get this a lot from people. I'll run 15 miles and not bring an ounce of water or any fuel. And so I think my last race, I hit a theoretical wall for two reasons. One, I don't think I ran slow enough during training. And then I think going the fueling strategy right is just pretty normal. Grab some water along the way, have some gel packs, have some Cliff Blocks to pound the last few miles just to hopefully give myself some energy. But otherwise, it's just that's kind of the idea.
What are you hoping for?
What I'm hoping for, I think 250, like sub 250 would be amazing. That would allow me to run the races that I want to run, which is New York and Boston. But we'll see. I mean, this race is about, I think the first 8 miles is downhill, and then you do just a little hill twice. It's kind of a loop and then a half loop is what it comes out to. So you do a little bit of hill, but it should be a relatively fast course. I think it's going to be 63 degrees. Hopefully the smoke's not too bad. We've been having fires. So sub 250 would be the goal, but really, I think even from the last race to now, I almost, this is funny as this sound, I enjoy the grind and the training and the build up more than I do the actual race. Like the race is the fun part, but I find the training and the build up fun as well. I mean, there's been just a lot of opportunity reflect and kind of look at the time I am in life and say, hey, like, God's given me this opportunity. I have 3 amazing, beautiful daughters. I have an amazing wife. I have the ability to live in a beautiful place. There's a lot going on in the world right now where there's a lot of tension, but we get to raise our family around family that loves them and that shows them Jesus. And I was running a couple weeks back, and I just looked out over the Columbia River, and I thought, man, when I'm 70 years old, I'm going to look back on this and just long for the day of being able to do this again. And so I think that's been kind of the joy of this. So whether it's sub 250 or it's 255 or 257, a little bit better, I hope to do better than my last race. I feel like the process of training for this has just given me a lot of points to reflect on and just be thankful for. So yeah. Blind me.
All right, race day morning. How are you feeling?
I'm good, man. My hands are sticky. I had a goo blow up in my pocket, so we're off to a good start.
Nice. Legs feeling, ready to rip, ready to eat.
Ready to rip, ready to eat, buddy. I stretched, put on some BioFreeze last night. Ready to go.
All right, let's do it.
Let's go.
Warming up, baby.
2, 1.
I made a new friend. He says he'll put me on his back if I slow down. Dude, I feel freaking great. This guy's crushing it too. Cold runs, baby. He's in the barn. Water. I love it. Let's go. Dude, God is good, man. Holy Spirit vibe. Yeah, that's right.
Come on, Steven!
Okay. 247. Your fans right here.
Still get one.
Oh man.
Oh, he's cooling down.
Came in strong, dude. Hey, thanks, appreciate it, man.
Way to go. Way to go. That was awesome. Love your spirit out there.
Hey,
Hey, nice
sub
job.
250.
You did it.
Got caught right at the end.
What do you say, girls? Congratulations. Good job, babe.
Dude, that guy, I don't know where he came from.
Yeah, I hadn't seen him the whole race.
Oh, dude.
Hell of a race, baby.
Where'd you come from?
I'm sorry. I almost forgot.
No,
Good work, brother.
Bad, man. Good job.
Unreal race,
Yeah,
man.
good job.
Good work.
Good job.
Oh.
Congrats, guys.
Great job, guys.
Both of you. Hey, good job.
Well done.
What a course, man.
And in second place, in what was undoubtedly the closest finish we've ever had in 21 years, with a time of 2:47:04.9, Stephen Olds. Come on up, Stephen.
If you pre-ordered, you can pick it up there. If you did not pre-order, but you would like one, I can pass you one.
I'm trying to give you some behind the scenes footage that'll be good to loop in. I know how these things work. Do I look like Nick Bear right now?
Yeah, you're giving those vibes.
I'm just like, have 30% less muscle, probably more than that.